Yeah, you know what it is.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. Purple and white, but you know what I mean. Double 11 senior year made history. Football, we took it to the playoffs. Collinsville, white and purple, yeah, we are the K-House. I said the K-House, the school of champions. We laugh a lot, we rap a lot. I'm at be an Indian again. I'm telling them that Collinsville is where it's at. So when we on the field of court, they better be aware of that. They scared of that. Of course, look at the ceiling. What up, Mr. Floyd? Yeah, Collinsville. And yes, I'm glad to say that I'm a K-Hawk. I'm about to graduate. Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
White and purple, yeah, I know you see it. You see the chaos and you tell yourself you wanna be it. I go to CHS, so I am a champ. I ran this game so long, I'm starting to get a stomach cramp. Class of 1, 2, but we're number 1. Shout out to all my juniors, yeah, you know we get it done. White and purple, you already know. It's little easy peasy and that boy lay low.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
I'm about my white and purple, Scarface and DJ Screw. We on the peak of the mountain, best at what we do. Yeah, we the champs, homie, but we ain't selling shoes. These boys bleeding purple, call us the cheapest crew. They don't gotta do it big, cause I don't play no sports. I play my cards right. Now a good report. When Dub 12 comes, it's time to roll off. I'm the back cause everybody rolling with me, K-Hawks.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Look, all the freshmen, sophomores,
High school champions.
yeah, they know what it is.
All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
And a very good evening, everyone, as we welcome you to Belleville and Belleville East High School, as we are set to bring you some boys soccer action tonight on the Kahok Sports Network as the Belleville East Lancers play host to your Collinsville Kahawks. I'm Todd Duke alongside Chris Kettler. We welcome you to Belleville and we welcome you into the Cullip Jennings Florist pregame show. Cullip Jennings Florist is a staple in the Collinsville area, has been for generations. Cullip Jennings Florist is located at 517 West Clay Street. You can stop in for weekly specials. This week they are selling a dozen daisies in a very stylish vase, all for just $20. That's right, $20 for a dozen daisies. Besides that, homecoming this weekend as the football team returns home and the big homecoming dance taking place on Saturday night. So Cullip Jennings Florist, of course, is your destination for all homecoming flowers and corsages. For more information, you can call Cullip Jennings Florist at 344-0404 or online at cullipjennings.com. Collinsville comes into this contest tonight with a 12-5-2 record. They are 2-1 in Southwestern Conference play with two more Southwestern Conference games to go. Belleville East, this is their last Southwestern Conference game of the year. They come in at 8-6-5, and they are 1-2-1 in Southwestern Conference play. And Chris Kettler joins us now on the show. And Chris, coming into this game, really an outside opportunity to get a share of the Southwestern Conference because Collinsville has 2 games left against Southwestern Conference teams. Edwardsville in the driver's seat right now. They have 1 Southwestern Conference win left, and that's against Belleville West tonight. Belleville West has only won 1 game all year, so the chances of Belleville West pulling out a victory and giving Collinsville a share of this conference championship is pretty slim to none, I would think.
Yeah, going to be very hard for that to happen. 1-16 Belleville West would have to strike a major upset, and the Kahoks would have to take care of business the next 2 nights. Very winnable games here for the Kahoks over these next 2 nights against these conference teams. However, so they'll try to get some good momentum heading into the playoffs next week.
That was my next question for you. So you kind of treat this game like that. You treat it as you need to fix some things before you head into postseason play instead of worrying about trying to take a Southwestern Conference championship that may not happen.
Yeah, you can't worry about especially a miracle result, so you got to come out here and take care of business against Belleville East. So you'll set up that with that rematch against Granite City, which went to a tie, and then the loss in PKs.
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I'm sure they're chomping at the bit to get back at Granite City, but that may not happen it's not going to happen for a week. So they have some work cut out for them between now and then. I broached those subjects and many more with Collinsville head coach Rob Lukey, and we'll pass that conversation along to you next as the Cullip Jennings Florist pregame show continues here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Cullip Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Cullip Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all design styles from traditional to trend-setting. Cullip Jennings Florist is, of course, your place for beautiful flowers suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Cullip Jennings Florist is there for any of life's major moments. Cullip Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online, cullipjennings.com.
And we welcome you back into the Cullip Jennings Florist pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network. We are getting ready to wrap up the fall sports season, regular season action anyway, as we find ourselves in Belleville, as the Lancers are hosting your Collinsville Kahawks in boys soccer, second to the last game for Coach Lugey and the team. Coach Lugey joining us now, second year, and you're almost wrapping up your second year. I'm thinking that things went a lot smoother in year 2 than they did in year 1.
Yeah, administratively they definitely did. I knew more of what to expect. It was a good year so far. Hopefully it continues.
All right. I didn't really dive into last year's schedule and the wins and the losses and the streaks and stuff like that, but it didn't seem like you guys had as much of a struggle last year as you did this year with that little 1-5-1 streak. So explain how that may have helped your team as we go into the playoffs.
Well, we definitely exposed some weaknesses that we had during that time. And, through training, we hope, and through training and finding some younger players who have really stepped up, we hope that they're fixed and ready to go for the playoffs.
All right, let's go back to your last game, a game we did not do against Rochester. You won that game 3-0, coming on the heels of the 3-1 win over Columbia. So it seems like things are heading in the right direction. Tell us a little bit about that game.
Yeah, the boys came out on fire. We scored less than 2 minutes into the game, put another one in just a couple more minutes. They were making good runs off the ball, communicating, and it looked like they were having fun while they were out there. So it's looked a lot better in the past 2 weeks than it was for about a week and a half.
Do you feel that things go better for a team, any sports team that is, if they're having fun while they're playing? I
think with this specific group, yes. I think that it was a long summer training. It's been hot. Everybody's trying to score goals. I think they were pushing a little too hard. Once they just kind of relaxed and did what was asked, things got to start to go our way again.
All right, you had Trey Simpson score a couple of goals in that game, and he's been coming on late pretty well lately.
Yeah. Moving Trey up the field, who didn't know he'd score all these goals? We moved him up as a midfielder just to kind of let him use his athleticism, and all of a sudden the ball's going in the net a lot. So, hey, maybe we should have done it sooner.
And goalkeeping-wise, it seems like Tate White has really settled down since that rough stretch we just talked about. He's only allowed 1 goal in the last couple of games. You guys are once again outscoring your opponents by a pretty wide margin.
Yeah, but I also think that goes with our back line. Zach Colvey's back there, and he has cleaned up things a lot for us. Donovan and Spencer in the middle have really done what is asked of them, winning balls in the air, challenging tackles. Those three specifically have really changed the way our back line has looked. So Tate has also benefited from that.
All right, taking a look at stat stuff, looking at the Southwestern Conference standings. You guys still got an outside shot at getting that Southwestern Conference trophy, or at least a share of it if things go well away from your games.
Yes, well, first we have to take care of our business, and I'm not even really thinking about that. As good as Edwardsville is, while you hope, it's more than likely not going to happen. So we just need to continue to win games heading into playoffs, continue to work on the little things and get those kind of ironed out. Yeah,
because Southwestern Conference Championship trophy is not the trophy you really actually want, is it?
No, while it would be nice, no, that's not the goal. It's like last year, while we didn't win it, we won a plaque on the way, and we almost got further than anybody else. That's what we're looking for.
All right. Obviously, you are playing this game without one Luke Liljegren because he got the 2 yellow cards in the Columbia game. So how do you, I guess, next man up?
No, Luke is playing. Luke served his suspension against Rochester.
Oh, yeah. My bad. I'm sorry about that. See, because that's the last game I did. So, yeah. See, I make mistakes as well. All right. So, not having him in that game obviously didn't hurt because you guys won 3-0. I'm betting he and you are excited to get him back out there.
Yes. We're ready for Luke to play. Luke is ready. He's a competitor. He's a gamer. It's hard for him to sit out. Luckily, other guys stepped up, filled in space for now, and then, get Luke out there, and hopefully he can score some more goals.
You guys are averaging about 3 goals per game at this point in the year. Is that about where you would like to be?
No, I'd prefer to be about 5 or 6, but because then I know we're winning every game. For me, it's more just, like you said earlier, Tate only giving up 1 goal. That's the big thing. If we can give up 1 goal, we should win everything every time.
And you're giving up about 1.6, so you'd like to see that number come down.
Yes. As a former defensive player, my goal is to always have shutouts. While it's probably not, realistic, that's the goal always, is to give up as many goals, or as minimum amount of goals as possible.
All right, you got Belleville East tonight and Alton on Thursday to close out the regular season. What are you looking for from your team as you get ready to head into postseason play?
Just continue movement off the ball, continue working together, enjoy it while they're out there. It's the last time a lot of those 14 seniors are going to be able to play a road game, obviously, and then we get some home games. But it's probably emotional end of the year for them. I want them to enjoy the ride while it's there.
Thanks for the visit, Coach. We'll see you next week for playoffs.
Thank you.
As head coach Rob Lugie of your Collinsville Kahok soccer team. We'll take a break here on the Cullip Jennings Florist pregame show. When we come back, we'll pass along the starting rosters to you and some more names and numbers, all that and more coming up on the Kahok Sports Network.
Cullip Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Cullip Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all design styles from traditional to trend-setting. Cullip Jennings Florist is, of course, your place for beautiful flowers suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Cullip Jennings Florist is there for any of life's major moments. Cullip Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online, cullipjennings.com.
Hi, I'm Colton Pareko. I want to thank the team at RE/MAX Alliance for helping me find my first home. It couldn't have been any easier. If you're in the game for a new home, contact my friends at RE/MAX Alliance.
Cullip Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Cullip Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all design styles from traditional to trend-setting. Cullip Jennings Florist is, of course, your place for beautiful flowers suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Cullip Jennings Florist is there for any of life's major moments. Cullip Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online, cullipjennings.com.
And once again, we welcome you back into the Cullip Jennings Florist pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network, getting you set for boys soccer action as Collinsville is on the road to take on the Belleville East Lancers. We'll begin with the starting lineups. And for the Lancers, Here's what their lineup looks like. You have Drew Morgan, who is a sophomore. Ryan Long is a senior. Owen Trutt is a junior. Owen Mentzer is a senior. CJ Kagas, a junior. Lucas Framstead, a senior. Alex Maxim, a sophomore. Jude Crowner, a senior, followed by another senior in Tyler Lane. And sophomore Max Mueller will all be playing in front of goalkeeper Nick Hayes, who is a senior. For Collinsville, Tate Wyatt will be between the posts, is the goalkeeper for Collinsville. In front of him, you will find Jarrett Ellsworth, Zane Baker, Luke Liljegren, Donovan Scott Gass, Logan Whitehead, Dalen Frecker, Ryan Knoll, Zach Covey, Trey Simpson, and Spencer Vlasic. Here is a look at what else we know for you. We have history since 1999. Collinsville has been in control of this rivalry, if you will, between the Kahawks and the Lancers, as Collinsville has won 12, lost 5, and tied 3 since 1999, and that also includes a 1-1 mark in the playoffs. Last year, Collinsville won 4-0 against the Lancers at Collinsville High School. Luke Liljegren, Logan Whitehead, Anthony Culpatelli, all with goals in that contest, as well as Nick Soria, who graduated last year. So 4-0 in that one last year. Also 4-0 in 2016. So back-to-back 4-0 wins for your Kahawks over the Lancers. The last loss was a 4-2 setback. That came at Collinsville High School back in 2010. Also lost in 2009. So back-to-back losses will account for 2 of those 5 losses since 1999. The last time they met in the playoffs was in 2009. Collinsville lost that one by a score of 3-1, and the last win in the playoffs for Collinsville over Belleville East was at the Granite City Regionals all the way back in 2004. The 3 ties, 2001, 2002, both of them were 2-2 ties, and the other one was in 2005, and that was a 0-0 tie. Collinsville started the year 7-0-1, and then they went 1-5-1 in that not-so-good stretch there from 9/11 to September 25th. Kahawks have won 4 straight since then. They've won their last 4 games, and they have outscored their opponent in those 4 wins, 11-2. The Lancers started the year pretty good as well. They went 4-0-1, and then they hit a little similar stretch like Collinsville did when they went 1-4-1 in the middle of the season. Since then, they have won 3, lost 2, and tied 3. 5 ties this year, Chris Kettler, for the Belleville East Lancers. That's a lot, if you ask me.
Yeah, that's several years' worth of ties right there. Especially, I think a lot of teams now are going to PKs and trying to figure out results instead of settling for ties. So it's surprising that they ended up with 5 games that ended with ties without a result.
Yeah, I was talking to Coach Chambers down on the sidelines when he was filling out his roster, and he said, "I hate ties. I can't stand ties," he said. So he's along the same ilk, man. Let's go to overtime, or let's go to penalty kicks, or let's do something, because 5 ties is a lot. You remember correctly, last year, Collinsville did not have 1 tie last year.
Yeah, they're coming more and more rare. Teams are wanting to find a result, something to work on. If you lose or win, you can work on PKs throughout the year if you need to, like Collinsville did against Granite City. You never know when you may need that in the playoffs.
Yeah, Collinsville, when they came into the game last year against Belleville East, came in with a 12-7 record overall and 3-1 before that. As a matter of fact, the Lancers had a pretty good year that year, too, under their third-year head coach, Mr. James Chambers. So here's the setup for Collinsville. They have 2 Southwestern Conference games left. They have tonight against Belleville East, and then they have Thursday versus Alton. Edwardsville is on the road tonight at Belleville West, but Collinsville would need a miracle there for Belleville West to pull out that one. Belleville West is 1-16 on the year, and they are 0-4 in conference play. So right now, Chris, you just got to focus on what you got in front of you, which is the Lancers, and not really worry about what's going on across town.
No, the Kahawks aren't going to worry about that at all. Got a game to take care of here tonight. Not going to hinge on a miracle victory, but if it did, maybe they'll change some eyes if it comes down to it on Thursday, but nothing anybody's expecting.
Collinsville has scored 57 goals this year. They've given up 28, so they're averaging 3 goals per game while giving up about 1.4. Belleville East has scored 31, and they've allowed 31, so exactly the same. On the offense and the defensive side of things, they're allowing 1.6 goals scored against, and they are scoring 1.6 goals against their opponent. The leader in that category is Edwardsville. They're at 3.3 goals per game, and they also lead on the defensive side of things as well, having allowed just 1.08 goals per game. So let's take a look at some of the numbers we have for the two starting goalkeepers. Nick Hayes for Belleville East. He has played 1,252 minutes, 6 wins, 4 losses, and 5 ties. He has 4 shutouts. 3 of those are solo. He did share 1. He's given up 17 goals this year, which gives him a goals against average of 1.09. 109 saves for a save percentage right at 86%. For Collinsville, Tate Wyatt will be the goalkeeper tonight for Collinsville. 1,115 minutes played on the year. 11 wins, 4 losses, and 2 ties. He has 7 shutouts. 6 of those are by himself, and he shared 1 with Logan Rader. He's allowed 24 goals on the year, has Tate Wyatt, good for a goals against average of 1.52, and he's made 95 saves on the year, and that is good for a 79% on the save percentage scale. Leading scorer for the Lancers, that is Owen Trutt. He is a junior, and he has scored 8 goals on the year to go along with 3 assists. That gives him 19 points, and he has 2 game-winning goals on the year. Leader for Collinsville, Luke Liljegren, 13 goals, 6 assists, 32 points on the year, and 1 game-winning goal for Luke Liljegren, who had to sit out the Rochester game, but he is back here tonight and ready to play for your Kahawks. That's going to do it for the Cullip Jennings Florist pregame show. When we come back, we'll have some live boys soccer action for you coming up next on the Kahawk Sports Network.
Cullip Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Cullip Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all design styles from traditional to trend-setting. Cullip Jennings Florist is, of course, your place for beautiful flowers suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Cullip Jennings Florist is there for any of life's major moments. Cullip Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online, cullipjennings.com.
I'm my team's #1 fan. I've never been #1 at anything until I put these babies on. Do I know where I'm going? Absolutely. We're going to the playoffs.
Allstate guarantees your rates won't go up just because of an accident, starting the day you sign up.
So get accident forgiveness from Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
It's good to be in good hands.
Get protection plus unique extras. Call me, Mike Cluck with Allstate, for a quote today.
All Pro Tees is your place for custom apparel for your school, business, sports team, and more. All Pro Tees offers a variety of services and options, and they'll walk you through that process step by step. They pride themselves in being a local Collinsville business, and they specialize in helping their clients promote and grow that business, all with custom apparel. All Pro Tees, right across the street from Kahok Stadium. Online at allprotees.com or call 344-2200. Cullip Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Cullip Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all design styles from traditional to trend-setting. Cullip Jennings Florist is, of course, your place for beautiful flowers suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Cullip Jennings Florist is there for any of life's major moments. Cullip Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online, cullipjennings.com.
Todd Duke, Chris Kettler back with you here from Belleville East. Glad that you're with us here on the Kahawk Sports Network. We're just about ready for some boys soccer action. Collinsville getting ready to take the field, and, well, actually, Collinsville is on the field. And the Belleville East Lancers still gathered around Coach Chambers there, getting a little last-minute pep talk. We can tell you that the JV team won. They beat Belleville East by a score of 2-0. 1 goal in the first half, 1 goal in the second half. So congratulations to Coach Jeff Hayes and his JV club. They have only 1 more game left, and their season is over on Thursday. We'll talk to Coach Hayes during the post-game show after this one is concluded. We are a little bit late, about 15 minutes or so, as game time is scheduled for 6:30, but I never really understand why they do that. By the time you get through playing the JV game, even with the halftime intermission, it's a little bit longer than getting a game going at 6:30.
Guess so everybody gets here on time.
Sure.
You're here early.
Because most of us are procrastinators. It's a gorgeous night. Nice little breeze. Temperature's very, very comfortable, but that is going to change here in the Midwest tomorrow. We had a high of about 87 today, and I guess we're going to be up to 74 tomorrow, and then bam, we're going to all be shutting down our air conditioners and turning on our heaters, as the high for Thursday is only supposed to be 60, overnight lows in the 40s. Man, see, that's what I was talking about earlier in the spring when we had that cold April. And then we got about 3 weeks of spring in May before we had to turn on the air conditioners. Now we're going to not even have a fall, and we're going to go right from turning on air conditioners to turning on the heat. We are underway. Collinsville with a early opportunity here, breaking in and shooting the ball high. Is that Campos? I didn't even have him listed as a starter if it is. Nope, that was Trey Simpson, who scored 2 goals in the game against Rochester.
One of them was quite a rocket of a shot. In about the 5th minute, Kahoks got off that fast start against Rochester.
And a 3-0 win. Logan Whitehead scored the other goal. Tate Wyatt scoops up a ball that was a slow roller right to him. We're underway, just 1 minute in. No score between Collinsville and Belleville East. Collinsville is the road team. They are out there dressed in all white. Numbers on their backs are in purple. Lancers have on the light blue uniforms, shorts and the shirts with a little white coming underneath the arms and on the sleeves. Numbers are in dark blue on the backs and the fronts of their jerseys as play takes place at midfield. Belleville East trying to move the ball up and create a little offense, but there is Zach Covey, who will go back and send it to Tate Wyatt, who will then send it right past his bench. Benches on different sides of the field here at Lancer Stadium. Not like Kahok Stadium, where both teams are on the same side of the field, just separated a little bit by, probably about 15 yards or so. But we have different sidelines. Collinsville is all the way over on the far side, as is their fans that came here to cheer for the Kahawks, as the Lancers break free out of the middle of the pack, shoot the ball up, and into the Collinsville defense it goes. With the ball, Ryan Null. Null throws the ball back in, just past the head of Frecker, and Logan Whitehead couldn't quite find that ball, and now Collinsville trying to work it up on offense. Here is Logan Whitehead. Whitehead all the way over on the far side of the field. He was trying to find Trey Simpson, but that ball was blocked out by Belleville East. Now Collinsville back playing some defense once again as these teams kind of feel each other out a little bit here in the early going. Now Collinsville trying to move the ball forward. Here is Zane Baker. Baker in a little bit of a battle over there. 2 players going at it hard, and now we get a whistle drawn. Lancer's numbers are kind of hard to see from up here, so I may be only able to tell you Lancer fans who's playing when the ball comes over here on this side of the field. Kind of shiny on the numbers as well, with the lights already taking effect here at Belleville East. Lancers trying to mount a scoring attack. That's thwarted by the Collinsville defense. So the Lancers will circle back, and Max Mueller is with it at midfield, being hassled by Frecker, and now Collinsville comes up with it, and Luke Liljegren trying to get the ball, but the defense got there first for the Lancers, and now over to this side, Zane Baker. Baker with the ball in the middle of the field, about 40 yards away from the goal, occupied by Nick Hayes. Now back to the defense one more time. Here is Spencer Vlasic. Vlasic moves the ball back to Zach Covey. Covey, he'll send it up, and coming out all the way from the goal is Nick Hayes, and he'll just let that ball go. And then he'll settle it down, and one of his defenders will take care of the goal kick restart.
Yeah, Covey's pass in just trailed away from Simpson too long, trying to set up the Simpson and Logan Whitehead up there in the box.
Collinsville trying to get it back down for a scoring opportunity. We are just about 4.5 minutes, into this. And no score. No one's really had a shot on goal yet as the feeling out period probably coming to a close about now as these two teams try to look for ways to get the ball up and let the scorers do their thing. Collinsville, they get their leg on that ball, and that is Donovan Scott Gass, and it does not make it all the way out. So Lancers come around, shot on goal, but off goal as that ball hits the side of the net. Tate Wyatt will come out and pick it up and set it down, and he'll get ready to send us all back to a restart.
Just try to make the most he could of the tough angle shot. Kept it inbounds as Lancers.
Owen Trout with that shot that hit the side of the net for the Lancers. He leads their team in goals. Now over on the far side, Lancers trying to bring it up, but that was stopped right at midfield by one of the Collinsville defenders. Now the ball over in front of the Collinsville bench, out of bounds. Last touched by the Lancers, so Collinsville will get the throw-in restart. Last regular season soccer game broadcasting for you tonight. We'll have our last regular season volleyball game for you Thursday night. And then, of course, a week from tonight, Collinsville will begin their postseason push in the world of soccer at home, 5 o'clock against Granite City. We already know that the Lady Kahok volleyball team will be having their playoffs as well, but that'll be a week later.
I believe it's here at Belleville East.
It is. And it'll be Collinsville taking on Belleville West. That'll be on the 23rd at 6:30. Can let you know that the 23rd at 6:30 is also the scheduled time for the sectional championship game at Collinsville High School in boys soccer. So, of course, if the boys are still alive, we'll carry that game. And we will hope that the girls win their first volleyball game, and that way we can follow them the rest of the way, because that is the only conflict between the boys soccer playoff schedule and the girls volleyball playoff schedule is just that one day. And I will let everyone know now, I could have talked about it on Friday, but we were doing football, not soccer, that when the boys soccer team makes it to super sectionals, I will not be able to live stream that game because I will be at the Elton John concert. So sorry about that, but here is Luke Liljegren trying to break in and kind of overran the ball, gets it back, circles, puts it in the middle, and a little blocked, partially blocked shot off of the leg of Logan Whitehead, and then that just kind of trickles to Nick Hayes. Well, I tell you what, if there wasn't anybody there by Logan Whitehead, that would have been a for sure hard shot on goal.
Yeah, they wouldn't have kept him mark. He would have been wide open for that shot after it was kind of surprising that Liljegren gained control back of the ball.
Yeah. Stole that ball off the foot of one of the defenders for Belleville East and then circled back around, and instead of shooting it himself, he crossed it right to Whitehead, but one of the Lancers defenders was there to get a foot on it right before it had a chance to go toward that goal. Throw in coming right down in front of the Lancers bench. That'll be handled by Jude Crowner. Crowner throws the ball in. As the Lancers try to work the ball up, here is Crowner once again. He'll let that ball go between his teammates' legs. That's Drew Morin, and then the ball ends up going out of bounds across the inline. Tate Wyatt will grab the extra ball from behind the net, and he will bring it up for another restart. Let's think Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Whether you're building a new home, making an addition to the home you currently own, or finally getting around to that remodeling job you've been putting off, Pace Design and Construction in Maryville can help. Pace Design and Construction is a building and remodeling contractor that you can trust. They provide the highest quality, they are dedicated to their customers, and they are committed to completing your project on time and within budget. Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Call them at 618-407-5466 or online at pacedesignconstruct.com. Corner kick coming up here for Collinsville. Luke Liljegren did the right thing, nowhere to move, so kicked the ball off of the leg of one of the Lancers players and let it go across the inline. So here is Logan Whitehead in the near side corner who will take this corner kick. 30:53 left to play here in this first half. Whitehead sends it in front of the goal, and it hits the ground and then off of a Lancers foot and back out it goes, and the second attempt even better than that for the Lancers defense. And the Lancers try to bring the ball back up, but now Zach Covey is going to get the benefit of a call against his fellow number 21 counterpart. Daravian Baker gets whistled for the foul. And now Zach Covey will take the free kick here for Collinsville. It'll be about 50 yards away of the goal occupied by Nick Hayes. In relation to Jeff Hayes?
Beats me.
It's a pretty common last name, so probably not. There's a chance. Oh, man. And there's a goal on the rebound by Collinsville. I'll tell you what, Zach Covey almost got that one in there all by himself, as that one was a little bit of a strange bounce, but Luke Liljegren was there to clean up the rebound, and Liljegren gives Collinsville a 1-0 lead.
I don't know if it surprised Hayes that it found its way all the way to him clean, and then after Hayes knocked it away, it just found the foot of Liljegren, who buried it. So big time on drawing that foul there by Covey. It leads the
sure does.
Restart goal.
And it came at 10 minutes and 1 second. And Collinsville up 1-0. Whitehead sends the ball up over on the far side. Collinsville up 1-0, trying to work on more. Get it to Trey Simpson. Simpson then gives the ball up for Luke Liljegren. Liljegren tries to turn the corner, but the ball was taken off of his foot right after he turned the corner. Now defensively, Donovan Scott Gass over there on the far side trying to wrestle that ball away. And the Kahawks still not letting the Lancers penetrate it past midfield. Off of a body and out of bounds. Ball will belong back to Collinsville. Doesn't it seem like the farther away we are is when all the play takes place on the far side of the field?
Yeah, everything's going on down there on the opposite side. Seems like it's that way at home games.
I know. Here is Baker. Baker gives the ball up for C.J. Kagas. Kagas sends it across the way, and now Collinsville intercepts it. Brings it back out toward the middle where Zane Baker will take over. Baker trying to send a pass up to the near side sideline for Liljegren, but didn't get enough on it, and it was blocked out by the Lancers defense. And now another whistle against Belleville East will give Collinsville another free kick here from about 50 yards away. And again, it'll be Zach Covey who will take this kick. Covey ready to go. Pops it over onto the near side off of a head, and oh man, Nick Hayes had to actually leave his feet and grab that one, because if he wouldn't have, I think that ball would have snuck in underneath that crossbar, and I believe Donovan Scott Gass was the one who had that shot.
Yeah, he drew the foul earlier, and then it's the one down there going to put his head on it. Covey sends it clear across the field, the other side.
So the Lancers send it back out again, this time to midfield and right over the head of Baker. And Collinsville trying to take over. Covey got a piece of it and then overran it. Now he'll get it right back, and he'll send it over to this side for Ryan Null. Null moves it up, and Liljegren gives it right back, and now Liljegren will send the ball back to his defense, and that is Spencer Vlasic with it to Covey. Covey moving the ball up to Baker. Back over here for Vlasic, and Vlasic will just send it back to Tate Wyatt. Wyatt will then send it back out to midfield and beyond off of the head of Logan Whitehead. Well, farther down the field it went, but didn't get much farther than that. Now Donovan Scott Gass uses his head, and over on the far side is where the play takes place. Ball goes out of bounds, and the Lancers will have the opportunity to throw the ball back in. Nope, they're going to change it up and give it back to Collinsville. Here is the master throw in, Trey Shibish, who did not start but is now into this game. 26:50 left to play here in this first half. Collinsville up 1-0. Ball comes in and gets sent right back to Mr.
Pies, right?
Yeah, Pies. Did I say Shibish? It was one of those guys.
So.
It was one of those guys with a Z in their name. We only have two. Shibish and Pies. Here's Collinsville in front. Boy, that was going to be a rocket shot put on there by Zane Baker, but that was blocked out by the Lancers defense, and now the Lancers offense breaks out. Here comes Baker. Baker, he's being tracked from behind by Ryan Knoll. Gets the ball up into the awaiting hands of Owen Trutt, the team leader in goals for Belleville East, and a nice stop there by Tate Wyatt. And the first real opportunity here for the Lancers is stopped by the Collinsville keeper. Now Collinsville doesn't waste any time bringing that ball back upfield as it goes out of bounds over on the far side. So once again, Spencer Pies will have a throw-in opportunity, and this will be close enough to give Collinsville a scoring opportunity here. Far side sideline is where this one's coming from. Off of one of the Lancers' heads, and now over to the near side. Popped straight up into the air, and that one is going to go out of bounds. So a throw-in coming from this side now. Luke Liljegren will give way as Spencer Pies will come all the way over from the far side to throw this one in. He does so off of Logan Whitehead and into the goal. Wow, that was a beautiful setup there by Collinsville. And that was not Logan Whitehead that set that up, because that was Logan Whitehead who scored the goal.
It was set up by Pies, who threw it in, and then it went right to Zane Baker, who got it in on the head there and found the foot of Logan Whitehead for the second goal for the Kahoks. And Belleville East just trying to clear it out, settled for letting Collinsville throw it in. Opposite side they threw in before, and it sets up their second goal.
About 5 minutes after they score their first one, they score their second one. Do the Kahawks. And quickly it is 2-0 in favor of Collinsville. So the Lancers will have to play from behind. Kahawks enjoying some scoring here on these last 4 or 5 games. And now the Lancers scorch one in. Ryan Long with that shot there, and a one bouncer right into the breadbasket there of Tate Wyatt. Wyatt pops that ball straight up into the air. It'll fall down right at midfield. Does not hit a player, and Logan Whitehead, instead of going for the ball, waited for the ball to come to him. Thus, the Lancers got there first. But Collinsville will come away with it. Now we'll send it up into the midfield circle, and now over to this side for Ryan Knoll. Knoll looks and sends it over to the far side, partially blocked out over there by the Lancers. But here comes Collinsville and Pies. He'll send it over to the far side. And now Collinsville's midfielders will just send it back to their defense, and we'll start all over again. Here is Spencer Vlasic. Gets it over to Knoll. Knoll trying to work it up to Luke Liljegren, and Liljegren pops it toward midfield, but no one there except for Trutt for the Lancers, and he spins, turns around, gives it to Framstead, and the Lancers are on the move trying to generate some offense. A little bit too far on that kick, and besides, Knoll is there. But now the ball gets away from Knoll, but he picks himself up quickly and sends it back out toward midfield. And now a call over the back as Zane Baker was pushed off that ball at the last second while the ball was coming down by the Lancers.
Yeah, ill-time play there, went in the back of Baker, and Kahoks draw another foul.
Covey sends it up with that powerful leg of his, and it's so powerful it hit the Belleville East player Jude Crowner in the head and then knocked him backwards. Nick Hayes sends the ball back out to midfield. And now Logan Whitehead with it for Collinsville. He gets pushed from behind. No call. And he'll send it over to the far sideline, and then Pies will just send it on back to Covey. Covey will then send it back to Tate Wyatt. Wyatt.
Some kind of whistle.
Yeah.
Way up over here on the other side.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a delayed whistle there. And now Logan Whitehead being talked to by the referee. Lancers control the ball. Collinsville controls the lead. 2-0 in favor of the Kahawks. Lancers work the ball up through midfield. And Collinsville's defense there up for the task as Covey stops that one and then tries to pinch in offensively on the play. Well, that was a nice try over there by Trey Simpson as he tried to spin that ball around and then try to do a little pirouette move himself.
Tough move to make there, but anything to keep the ball going or maybe work its way back over here to Whitehead. A couple subs come in the game.
Subs come in for both sides. Lucas Fremstead out of the game for the Lancers. Not sure who substituted for Collinsville because that's all the way over there. I just can't see that far. Kahok's Elvis Campos is in the game. He sends the ball back to his defense. And Zach Covey will turn, head toward Tate Wyatt, and then circle once again and bring the ball back up over on the far side, just past Logan Whitehead, and then kicked out of bounds by the Lancers right into the Kahok bench. Almost halfway through this first half, Collinsville has scored 2 goals, one in the first 10 minutes, and then 5 minutes later, Whitehead scores to make it 2-0 to complement the one put in the nets by Luke Liljegren. Now a whistle on the play will give Collinsville another throw-in over on the far side. Pies delivers. It's low, and turning around is Zane Baker, and Baker
gets it off an East player and kicks
yeah,
corner.
Going to have another corner kick. I was waiting for the signal, but I didn't see one. Guess I got to look over here to this corner. This is the near side corner is where this referee stands. Collinsville will not corner kick it to the front of the goal. Instead, they'll give it to Covey, who will give it back to Whitehead. Whitehead back over in that corner, sends it up front, comes down. Zane Baker turns the corner, puts on a good move, puts on a shot, and it was going to go wide anyway. And then it hit a body that belonged to the Lancers right out front, and then the return shot by Covey was too high and wide.
Baker switched feet there and then cleared room when he went back to his left. Was hoping it would bend a little more towards the goal. It stayed wide and went off the players that were out in front of the net.
Yeah, he had a lot of room in which to shoot at, that's for sure, but shot it wide. It was very, very windy here this afternoon, but since the sun has set, the wind has kind of died down a little bit. But if you want to look at it that way, Collinsville has the wind at their back here to start this first half, but again, not much of one, probably 5-8 miles an hour maybe. But we were gusting into the 20s earlier today, but not so much right now as we await this cold front to move into the area. Collinsville with a 2-0 lead, and the ball goes back to their defense, and the defense, Spencer Vlasic will send it back to Tate Wyatt, and he tries to send it back to Vlasic, but it ends up going out of bounds, so the Lancers will have an opportunity here down close with a throw-in. Taking his turn on the throw-in is going to be Jude Crowner. Crowner throws the ball in over here on the near side, off of the body of Trunt. Trunt being watched closely by Vlasic. Vlasic gets the ball away and kicks it out of bounds again, so we'll just repeat the process. Crowner ready to throw it in. This time he'll throw it right in front of the goal. It falls down after rolling down a back. Oh, there was a shot there that would have been hard to handle for Tate Wyatt had it not bounced off the back of one of the Collinsville players. Now here is Ethan Wilhold. Wilhold over on the far sideline trying to, he saw Covey coming up the middle right out of the corner of his eye and tried to get it to him, but couldn't get it past the Lancers defense. Now it comes down for Logan Whitehead. Whitehead pops it into the box, and the Lancers will take it from there and send it upfield and try to see if they can come back and get one of those goals taken care of. Down by 2 are the Lancers here in this first half. Trunt. Referee wasn't ready for him to kick that ball yet. He did, and right off the backside of Zach Covey. So I guess we'll do this one all over again. Yep, right back to where it came from.
Will Holt falls down in the middle of the field there, and we'll call that the illegal play or whatever, and give that restart to Belleville East, and then none of the players had cleared out of the way yet, and yeah, the referee just wasn't ready for the restart either.
So from midfield, we'll do this restart for the Lancers all over again. They won't even send it up to the goal. Instead, they'll pass the ball, and then Salvador Gaspar comes in and has that one bank right off of his body, right in front of the bench. And Collinsville will send the ball back out. O'Fallon has already beaten the Elton Redbirds in volleyball 2-0. That was fast.
Quick work there.
Yeah. Here's a ball that
Team
eludes
Collinsville's regional Fallon.
Yeah. Jerseyville and Granite City in the first half of their soccer match is tied 1-1. Whistle on the play. Of course, you know what I'm looking for, right?
Edwards West Soccer?
Yeah. And, of course, it's not on here anywhere. I'm already back into Friday night's football games. We'll try to find it later if we can. Collinsville up 2-0 here as we approach 15 minutes left to play here in this first half. Belleville East with a little bit of a steal and a little bit of a threat. They bring it over here to the left wing. Here is Framstead, and that ball goes off of Covey and out of bounds.
Covey stands tall, blocks that one away from Framstead. Lancers throw it in.
Throw in coming from Jude Crowner. Throws it toward the goal, off of the head of one of the Collinsville players and across the end line. So the Lancers will have a corner kick here, and it will be Lucas Framstead who will take this. Framstead sends it. It's going to go out the other side and then headed down and headed right back out. Nice play by Collinsville to get that one out of harm's way. Now play taking place over on the far side. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touched by Belleville East, so Collinsville will bring the ball upfield. Let's thank the Junior Service Club of Collinsville. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club has been doing their thing in the Collinsville community. That thing has been providing women in the community an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go help the needy in Collinsville. For information on any events that the Junior Service Club has coming up, you can check out the Junior Service Club's Facebook page. And I have not got an email from Amanda, so I don't think they have anything scheduled as of right now. Just got through, of course, with the Italian Fest and the Cozy Cafe Baking Contest this past weekend. As soon as she sends me stuff, I will let you all know. Collinsville up 2-0 already and looking for some more. Wilhold gets tripped up, and that one is going to go against Tyler Lane. And Collinsville is going to get a free kick here from about 30 yards away.
Yeah, Wilhold all of a sudden busted loose, got some good momentum towards the goal, but was taken down by Lane.
Yeah, Lane squashed that momentum, didn't he? It's going to be, of course, Zach Covey who is going to take this free kick here. They'll set it down right at the 20-yard line of the football field. The front of the goal and the back of the football end zone, 10 yards off of the goal line. So a 30-yard free kick here for Collinsville and Zach Covey. Covey sends it. Oh, off of the crossbar of the football goalpost. That one had some speed on it.
Did end up in the goal, but yeah, went straight off the football crossbar and down off the goalie's back into the net.
So after one of the Lancers ties his shoes, we will be back and underway. 12:15 left to play here in this first half. Kick comes just out in front, so the defense playing it to the defense. Now the D looking for a long stretch pass here for the offense to do something with, but it barely makes it to midfield, and then off of the Lancer player, and Spencer Pies will now throw it in and try to catch everybody off guard. That ball will not be touched by anyone and will go across the end line. So again, the Lancers will have a goal kick restart, but most of those being handled by the defenders. Collinsville up 2-0 on goals by Luke Liljegren and Logan Whitehead. Here's Wilheld going for the ball at midfield. Gaspar in the game as well. Collinsville pops the ball up. Gaspar chasing it down over on the far side. I am a relief aide at Kreitner Elementary School. I'm in charge of 4th graders for lunch and recess and library, just to name a few things. And Salvador's brother, Emilio, is one of my students. He's going to be a good soccer player, too. These kids go out every recess and play soccer, even if there's no goals. They'll use the fence. Of course, that means that the ball goes over the fence a lot.
Your job to go get that?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm in charge of the oldest students at the school, so they're the only ones that I'm allowed to go over the fence and get the ball. Tried to get some soccer goals. They had a couple of them at Kreitner, and I repaired them. I used some duct tape and taped the netting to the poles, but the netting is so dry rotted that the first time a kid kicked the ball at the goal, it went right through the netting and ripped it. So if anybody has some gently used sport equipment, let me know. I'll take it to Kreitner and we can put it to some good use. Zach Covey sends the ball back up, trying to get the offense back on track here. Not that they're off track. They've scored 2 goals, but it's been a while as far as the Kahawks are concerned. They've had a couple of opportunities. Nick Hayes comes out, picks this rolling ball up. He'll take care of it as we are into the final 10 minutes of this first half. Gaspar over on the far side, couldn't quite track that one down. Lancers, they control it. They send it up. And Zach Covey there using his head, trying to keep that offensive penetration to a minimum. Now it's popped back over everybody's head, and that one's going to go out of bounds. Collinsville will have the ball back. Jared Allsworth over here on this near side will throw the ball back in. He'll do so to Spencer Vlasic. Vlasic's ball was rejected, and it goes to the feet of Covey. Now back over here for Allsworth, and he'll send it up on the near side sideline. Rejected, sent right back. Trout sends the ball over to Fromstead. Fromstead finds one of his teammates cutting up through the middle, but that pass was a little bit too far. And now we're going to have a whistle on the play, as the far sideline referee was the one who caught an infraction, while the main referee did not. Goes against the Lancers, and Collinsville will get the ball back, and it'll be another long free kick here for Zach Covey, who just sends it back to Wyatt. Now Covey gets it back, sends it over here to Allsworth. Allsworth comes up the near side sideline with a little bit of a pass there to Sam Huster. Huster then finds Wilhold. Wilhold loses the ball, has to go chase it down, and in the middle, the Lancers come up with it to Trout. Now over on the far side, here's the best chance for the Lancers thus far, but it goes wide off of the leg of Ryan Long. Long had the separation that he wanted. He was onside and just would not wait for that ball to settle down. He kind of gave it a kick while it was still bouncing, and then he got a shin on it instead of his foot, and that's why it went wide.
Covey stepping up there in front of him, too, forcing the action, and Long couldn't get much of a shot off.
Coming up on 7.5 minutes to go here in this first half. Collinsville with 2 goals as that ball goes out of bounds. And ball ends up all the way over on the far side as they try to track down the extra ball. Now they have that. They're ready to go. Here is Zach Covey. He brings it over to this side for Jared Allsworth. Allsworth trying to get it around his defender, but Kagas was there to thwart that offensive possibility by Collinsville. And now it'll be a throw-in here by Jude Crowner. Crowner bluffs one throw, picks it back up, takes another throw, and that one's headed out of bounds by Spencer Vlasic. So another throw-in coming just a little bit farther up the field by Crowner. And Crowner tosses it just outside the box. Collinsville sends the ball back up to midfield. Logan Whitehead is there. Couldn't quite corral it, though, could Whitehead. And now the Lancers with it over on the far side. Spencer Pies over there trying to chase it down. Did a good job. Got right in front of the Belleville Lancer player and then sends it past the sideline over there. So good job by Spencer Pies to keep that one from being a corner kick. And the Lancers will have a throw-in from over on the far side with 6 minutes left to play here in this first half. 2-0 Collinsville. Throw-in coming from the Lancers. High, short, and bounced out of there by Collinsville's defense. Lancers have to come all the way back upfield to try to put on another attack. And they got rejected again. They send it back up, get rejected again, send it back up. This time, Logan Whitehead's going to come away with it. And then it's popped into the offensive zone here for Collinsville, but no one's going to be able to get there in time before Nick Hayes does and sends the ball all the way back out to midfield. Here is Kagus. Kagus got a little bit of a separation there with Ellsworth, and he centers one to Trout. Trout gets around and scores a goal after Tate Wyatt came out and committed probably a little bit too far, a little bit too early.
Yeah, maybe a second there too early. Trout split two defenders. The ball ended up to him. Wyatt knew he had to make some sort of move, but it wasn't enough as the Lancers get on the board.
2-1 in favor of Collinsville. And for Trunt, his 9th goal of the year. Liljegren has scored his 14th. Whitehead has scored his 12th here in this game. Ball ends up going out of bounds. So the Lancers get one of those back before the end of the first half. Collinsville will try to see if they can get it right back themselves. Whitehead had that one kind of roll up his leg and then off of his knee, and the Lancers come in and take over. Here is Kagus. Kagus was the one who got that scoring opportunity started the last time. And now at midfield, here is Frecker. Frecker sends it to Whitehead. Whitehead in the middle, trying to send it up the far sideline for Luke Liljegren. And, excuse me, that is Trey Simpson. Couldn't see the number. I just thought he was kind of fast, so I thought it was Liljegren, but Simpson's pretty fast too. Throw-in coming from the far side. Collinsville will see if they can get that goal right back. Coming up on 4:10 left to play here in this first half. Throw-in comes from Pies right in the middle, and then it falls down right in the middle, and then no one touched it afterwards.
That was Luke Liljegren trying to cut in there and get to that, and he over-pursued it. So it just went clear to the back, untouched.
Another goal kick restart coming here for the Lancers, handled by their defensive core. Out toward midfield, off of the head of Elvis Campos, and back to the offensive side of things, and then the defense for the Lancers sends it right back up, and now the Lancers have another offensive opportunity here as that crossing pass was meant to find Trutt, but it did not, and it ends up going out of bounds on the far side. Collinsville will get the ball right back. Time to thank Chapman Trucking, LLC. Chapman Trucking is a local Collinsville business owned and operated by 1994 Collinsville graduate Christy Chapman. With over 9 years of experience, Chapman Trucking can take care of all of the heavy lifting when it comes to hauling aggregate materials such as sand, driveway rock, dirt, boulders, and more. And that includes getting your heavy equipment to your work site. Give Christy a call for a free estimate. Chapman Trucking, LLC, 618-960-9346, or online, chapmantruckingllc.net. Final 2.5 minutes left to play here in this first half. Collinsville with a 2-1 lead. Lancers scoring the last goal and looking for the equalizer before halftime, but Collinsville having thoughts of getting that goal back. Those thoughts will have to wait just a second. That ball comes all the way out off of the chest of Donovan Scott Gass, and sit back up. Logan Whitehead thought he would just chip it off of his heel and trying to get that deflection over on the far side. Now Over here is Allsworth. Allsworth using those long legs to keep control of that ball for a while and then stays with it. Trying to get the ball away. Can't do it. Sent over here toward the middle for Kagas, excuse me. That ball sent up. Giving it a chase down is Maxim. He'll send it toward the middle, but that's partially blocked. And here is Covey putting on a couple of nice moves to get around some of the Lancers players. And now we're going to have a ball that hit off of the arm of Covey. So the Lancers will get the ball back and get a free kick here from about 45 yards away with 90 seconds left to play here in this first half. And taking this kick will be Lucas Framstead. Framstead looks over to Coach Chambers, see how he wants to play it. Framstead pops it up in the air, trying to get a deflection or a header into the goal, and it gets popped straight up and sent to the sideline. Lancers trying to keep control of the ball in the offensive zone, and they will, as that ball is popped up into the box, comes out front, and that's offside. Well, Trunt was already in the box, awaiting the ball to come down. So that is offside. Here's 45 seconds left, and Tate Wyatt sends the ball back out to midfield. Allsworth settles it down enough to give it to Frecker and all the way over to Simpson. And then up for Pies. He'll send it back into the Lancers defense. But that ball was out of bounds, so the Lancers will get it back with 20 seconds left to play here in this first half. A little tug going on over there, wasn't there?
Almost stolen away, yeah. Maybe a bit of a tug on Frecker.
Yeah.
We'll finish off these last 10 seconds.
And we'll finish it off with really no soccer going on. Just a bouncing ball and no real direction here. Now Whitehead is told to go backwards a little bit. And while that happens, the first half comes to a close. Collinsville 2. And the Lancers get one late. And that is where we stand right now as we head to halftime. Brought to you by Cafe Agape. Cafe Agape, the home of great foods in Collinsville. Nachos on Mondays. Yep, big old burgers. The Burgernator is what was to eat today, but they closed at 7 o'clock, so you'll have to wait till next Tuesday for that 1-pound hamburger. And then, of course, we have pork steaks and fish, and we have all kinds of sides and coleslaw and baked beans and just really, really good homemade food at Cafe Agape. They can handle your catering, so if you have an event coming up, give Cafe Agape a call at 345-2233. We'll scour the internet, see if we can find some scores for you besides the ones we told you about a little bit earlier, and then we'll continue the rest of this game here in just a little while. But first, a little commercial break, and we're back with some scores in just a moment on the Kahok Sports Network.
Cafe Agape in Collinsville. Cafe Agape serves up delicious sandwiches, burgers, steaks, pulled pork, and the Collinsville favorite, the steak and onion sandwich. Cafe Agape has weekly lunch and dinner specials with pork steak Wednesdays, meatloaf Thursdays, and fish every Friday. Cafe Agape also offers catering service, and you can get Cafe Agape delivered now through the To-Go delivery app. Cafe Agape is open Monday through Friday from 11 to 7, and they're located at 703 St. Louis Road in Collinsville, or call 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233. Sloan's Pub House in Collinsville. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahok alums. Located at 302 East Main Street, Code 3 Barbecue Supply is your home for one-of-a-kind everything barbecue headquarters, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, smokers, rubs, sauces, and accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning rubs, sauces, and they donate 25 cents of each unit sold to first responder and military organizations that focus on providing aid to the fallen, suicide prevention, and PTSD awareness. Stop on by, see the guys at Code 3 Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of the Memphis in May first place world champion Patriot Sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at code3spices.com.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of Kahok Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go Kahawks.
Agape in Collinsville. Cafe Agape serves up delicious sandwiches, burgers, steaks, pulled pork, and the Collinsville favorite, the steak and onion sandwich. Cafe Agape has weekly lunch and dinner specials with pork steak Wednesdays, meatloaf Thursdays, and fish every Friday. Cafe Agape also offers catering service, and you can get Cafe Agape delivered now through the to-go delivery app. Cafe Agape is open Monday through Friday from 11 to 7, and they're located at 703 St. Louis Road in Collinsville, or call 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233.
Back here at Belleville East High School, Todd Duke and Chris Kettler along with you as we are into the Cafe Agape halftime report. And we have been able to find the score that we were looking for. And just as we thought, Edwardsville has themselves a 2-0 lead over Belleville West at Belleville West High School at halftime. Other soccer score we have for you also at halftime, Granite City leading Jerseyville by a score of 2-1. And we told you that O'Fallon down Alton 2-0 in girls volleyball. Chris, you find anything other than that?
No, not really. I had 4-1 Granite on Jerseyville, and
score stream could be behind here.
Nothing really else. I guess
No.
it's a slow night.
It is a slow night. Yankees and the Boston Red Sox are getting ready to play, game 4 in that series? Whew, boy, did the Yankees take a hard one yesterday, didn't they? Wow.
16-1.
Man, oh, man. Did not see that coming a mile away. You know, the funny thing about it is that's who the Yankees wanted to play. Bring us on. Bring the Red Sox on. We're ready for them. And really, from yesterday's standpoint, I don't think they were. That's a look at all the halftime scores that we can find for you here after the first half of this game. Here it's 2-1 in favor of Collinsville. We'll be back with second half action in just a little bit here on the Kahawk Sports Network.
Agape in Collinsville. Cafe Agape serves up delicious sandwiches, burgers, steaks, pulled pork, and the Collinsville favorite, the steak and onion sandwich. Cafe Agape has weekly lunch and dinner specials with pork steak Wednesdays, meatloaf Thursdays, and fish every Friday. Cafe Agape also offers catering service, and you can get Cafe Agape delivered now through the to-go delivery app. Cafe Agape is open Monday through Friday from 11 to 7, and they're located at 703 St. Louis Road in Collinsville, or call 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233.
Todd Duke, Chris Keller back with you from Belleville East High School as we are just about ready for second half action. Luke Liljegren got the game's first goal about 10 minutes in, 1-0 Collinsville. 5 minutes later, Logan Whitehead scored to make it 2-0, and that lasted for about another 20 minutes before Owen Trout scored the Lancers' first goal of the game. And that's where we stand right now, 2-1. JV team won 2-0 here a little bit earlier. And we are underway in half number 2. We switch into the field. Collinsville shooting where the direction of the ball is going right now. Well, it was going anyway. Lancers will send it back down. Tate Wyatt calls off his defenders, and he'll go take this one himself. So, Chris Keller, we need more of the same here in the second half. A couple more goals would be good, and then we'll call tonight and await the playoffs to start 1 week from tonight.
Either a couple more goals or just hold the score here with some solid defense. No more slip-ups here, or Wyatt can get some big saves.
And Wyatt is going to have to come out here and grab this one because Trunt was on the run again. Collinsville and Tate Wyatt will send this ball back out. So Collinsville now outscoring their opponent here in 5 games, 13-3. So I would say that their 1-5-1 slump in the middle of the season is behind them now, and since then they have been playing some pretty good soccer.
Yeah, some tough opponents in there. Edwardsville, CBC, even Holt Marquette, I believe, was the tie, and then that tournament at Rockwood Summit was a beast too.
Yeah, St. Dominic and Liberty out of Kansas City. Lost both of those games. Lost the one against Rockbridge. The only one we won in that tournament was against Liberty. But that's all behind us now as Spencer Pies is ready to throw the ball in here from the near side sideline. And the Lancers will send it right back to where it came from, so Pies will do it all over again. This time he'll throw it down onto the feet of Zane Baker. Back to Pies. Back to Baker. Baker on the left wing will send it back out to midfield for Covey. Covey will put a shot toward the goal. It trickles off of the foot of Trey Simpson. And just in time, Nick Hayes gets there before Simpson could do anything with it. Hayes pops that ball all the way back down into the Lancers offensive zone, right off of the head of Zach Covey, but right onto the feet of Alex Maxim. And Maxim and his Lancers try to work the ball up to see if they can get that tying goal, as Liljegren tried to stop that ball from going out of bounds, but instead he just pushed it even farther out of bounds. So the Lancers will have a throw-in from over on the far side. Collinsville sends it back up. Logan Whitehead going to try to chase it down, but the Lancers got there first, but they couldn't control it before it goes out of bounds. Liljegren throws the ball at the feet of Zane Baker, and Liljegren gets it right back, trying to send it back to Baker, but instead it goes off of a Lancers player. And boy, Luke Liljegren just threw it right off the back of the Lancers player that was right in front of him so he could get the ball right back, and that was pretty nifty move there by Mr. Liljegren. Baker, far side, Liljegren, he'll just pop it back to the defense, and they'll try to start that offensive push all over again. 36.5 minutes to go here in the second half. Lancers trying to work the ball from the defense to the mid to the offense, but Collinsville's defense rejects that notion. Collinsville trying to get some bodies down there to have a chance on some offense themselves, but the Lancers defense is up to the task, and that ball skips by everyone, and Tate Wyatt will bend down, pick it up, and take care of it. They put in Logan Rader. Is that who that is? Yep, sure is.
Yep, Logan Rader. Well, switching up the goalies here in the second half.
Logan Rader, 46 minutes of varsity action this year. Doesn't have a record, but he has shared in one shutout along with Tate Wyatt. 1 goal allowed for Logan Rader in his 46 previous minutes. And he has not even had the opportunity to make a save, according to my stats.
Came in the second half of one of them games recently. Oh, the Granite game.
Yeah.
Yeah, then they both played the PKs.
Yes, they did. So, Logan Rader in goal now for Collinsville. The junior will be the primary goalkeeper next year. So getting a little bit more varsity action, because I guarantee once the playoffs start, he will not see any action unless, of course, the unthinkable happens. Here is Zane Baker, who ends up taking it off of the leg of his numeric counterpart, Max Mueller. Collinsville's ball. Spencer Pies will come and throw it in. He'll do so to Baker. Baker will give it back to Pies, who will shoot it up the line. Nice little tic-tac-toe there between Pies and Simpson and Baker. And now Simpson gets it back, and I don't know, did he mean to do that? Seemed like he just shot that ball right over the end line. Must have just hit his foot wrong.
Some kind of whistle here beforehand, and they're sending Whitehead off, so I guess that's why Simpson just turned and kicked the ball.
Okay.
But Whitehead will go off on the infraction.
They didn't give him a yellow card, did they?
Yeah, so I mean a yellow card.
All right, I didn't see any of that. Okay. Sometimes when your eyes are focused on where the ball is, you miss some of the other stuff that's going on up the field. It results in a big free kick about 100 yards away from the goal occupied by Logan Rader. Taking this kick is going to be Jackson Tyler. Clock's running this whole time, though. Well, now they stop it.
Now they finally stop, and they may have to get some time back on it.
Doesn't look like they're going to do that.
Nope.
Now play has resumed. 2-1 in favor of Collinsville. Only loss so far for Collinsville in the Southwestern Conference schedule has been against Edwardsville, and they're hoping to keep it that way. Edwardsville looks like they are going to go through perfect in Southwestern Conference play this year, as they have a 2-0 lead over the Maroons at Belleville West. And Collinsville trying to get a scoring opportunity, but that was pushed away by the Lancers, and now Collinsville's defense will just send the ball back to Logan Rader, and he'll smash it downfield with that right foot, and a couple of bodies fall over each other. Sam Huster just kind of walking backwards, ran right into one of the Lancer players.
Yeah, I never saw him.
Yep, they'll call that against Huster because he was not paying attention to where he was going. Near side sideline. The Lancers, Owen Mincer with it, and a header that ends up going wide. And Collinsville will have a goal kick restart to get things going back in the other direction. Let's thank Metro East Roofing and Guttering. Locally owned and operated since 1987 by brothers and Kahok alums Tony and Corey Jones. Metro East Roofing and Guttering can help with your roofing, guttering, and siding needs. Located at 231 Lebanon Road in Collinsville, Metro East Roofing and Guttering is the hometown company you know and trust. Give them a call at 618-345-5679 today for your free estimate, and you can visit their Facebook page at Metro East Roofing and Guttering. Again, more conversations going on, and I don't know if he stopped the clock or not. Now they do.
Blew the whistle, went to the side here, and was talking to Coach.
And it looks like somebody just got a yellow card.
He was talking to Coach Boyd, and now it's going to make him sit, and yeah, gave a bench yellow.
That
was the voice I heard across the way, and then I seen the referee attend to that sideline, and then the card comes out.
I was reading my commercial. I missed it all. Now Coach Chambers gets his explanation from the referee. I don't know.
Probably just nothing more than the ref says. He just doesn't want to hear arguments from assistant coaches. He'll hear from the head coaches, and we'll leave it at that and continue play.
Back underway, we are. And here is a steal by Trunt, and he brings it up the near side sideline. Leads his team in goals, has the only goal here thus far for the Lancers, and then that one is shoved out of bounds by Donovan Scott Gass. And a throw-in coming for the Lancers, near side sideline. About 15 yards or so away from the goal. Occupied by Logan Rader. Throw-in comes in from Crowner in front off of a head, missed shot, and that one goes wide. And Collinsville dodges another bullet there.
Bouncing ball found the foot of the fourth guy it passed, and all he could do was get a little quick shot off on it and stays wide.
So Rader sends it out. In the middle we go. Here is Ryan Knoll. Knoll trying to move it up, gets taken out of the play. No whistle. Now there's a late whistle. Whistle, yeah, is it just me or the whistle's been late in this game tonight?
A little bit from time to time later than you'd normally see.
30 minutes left to play here in this second half. So 10 minutes gone by in half number 2. Ball popped out from midfield, and it falls into a bunch of bodies and kind of just stays there for a minute. Now Collinsville comes away with it. They'll send it up over on the far side sideline to Ryan Knoll. Knoll, he'll send it on back to Spencer Vlasic. Vlasic sends it up. Frecker couldn't quite get there and continue the pursuit on offense, but Spencer Pies pops one deep into the offensive zone, and here is Sam Huster off of his head. And it comes bouncing in for Nick Hayes to handle with no problems at all. Donovan Scott Gass uses his head, gets the ball up to Gaspar. Gaspar over pursues, and Spencer Pies gets tripped up. There was no whistle on the play, but again, a late whistle will be called, and they will call that trip on Spencer Pies down here just below our location.
Tripped him up there. I don't think Lancers agree with that, thinking there wasn't much there, but
it was basically just two players running side by side to one another, and one person's foot got in the other one's way, and down went Spencer Pies, but he's okay, and we're back to action here. Ball in play at midfield. Bouncing ball. This is going to be trouble for Logan, and he makes the save. Has to step up and jump on the rebound because the Lancer player that shot the ball was coming right in for another opportunity. Nice play by young Logan Rader.
The ball was bouncing, so Lancer player couldn't wait to settle. He had to try to get some shot off, and ball still continued to bounce more as it almost continued away from Rader's hands.
Yeah, kind of handcuffed him there for a minute. Made the initial save, got a small rebound, and then Rader had to scramble while he was laying down to pick it up before an easy goal could be had by the Lancers. Here is Spencer Pies popping it back up into Collinsville's offensive zone. Out to midfield. Frecker couldn't quite track it down. And now the Lancers come away with it again. That is C.J. Kagas over on the far side and out of bounds against Collinsville. Player exchanges going on for both teams. Drew Morgan steps back into the game for the Lancers. Trey Fernandez into the game for the first time for the Lancers tonight. Luke Liljegren comes back into the game. Jared Allsworth as well. And we're back to action. Elvis Campos sends the ball upfield, but right into his bench, so the Lancers will get the ball back and try to push it upfield once again. Off of a head, and Zach Covey sends it up. Zane Baker sends it farther up, but then it falls down right under the feet of one of the Lancers players. Nice clearing attempt there by Elvis Campos, but off of a body, so that ball stays alive in the Lancers offensive zone until a nice play by Zach Covey will get that ball out of there before any further damage can be done. And the Lancers putting on a little offensive pressure here to the Kahawks in this second half. Here is Zane Baker. Baker moves the ball up along the right wing over on the far side, now cuts it across towards the middle. Has a little bit of room to work with. Lost his defender. Goes back and gets the ball, does Baker. Turns around and sends it to the sideline. Now a ball up the sideline for Gaspar. Gaspar trying to send it back for Campos, but Campos, that ball eluded him, and the Lancers come away with it. Back out to midfield it goes. Lancers try to pop it up into the zone. Bouncing ball once again, and a nice job on the header by Covey back to his goalkeeper, Logan Rader. And that keeps our score right where it is at 2-1. 25.5 minutes to go here in this second half. Rader sends the ball back out to midfield. Bounces around a little bit, and then Zane Baker gets taken out of the play by one of the Lancers, and that call will stand. Collinsville will have a free kick from the midfield circle, right up into the upper left corner of the Lancers logo. Sent upfield there by Covey. Covey over on the far side. Sends it up, but the Lancers defense is there to send it back. Covey sends it right back and off of a head and straight up will allow Allsworth a chance to send it down. He does. Liljegren had it bounce off of his leg, but right to one of the defenders for the Lancers and back out to midfield it goes. Here once again is Campos. Campos gets the ball over to Zane Baker. Baker pops it up into the offensive zone for Gaspar. Gaspar cutting in on the right wing. Tries to take a shot. That's partially blocked, and then the Lancers will just send the ball out of bounds. Collinsville will have a throw-in from there. It comes in quickly to Elvis Campos. Campos pops it up into the box, and Liljegren couldn't quite corral it to get it down as Allsworth chips in. He slows down the defender just enough for a little bit of help, but Luke Liljegren couldn't get his boot on the ball, and the ball ends up going out of bounds right in front of the Lancers bench, and it'll be a throw-in opportunity here for Fernandez. Collinsville popped that ball in. It's going to be a corner kick. I don't know.
Collier was trying to send it to the sideline there, and it continued on its way downfield there and went over the end line.
Yeah, hit his foot wrong, and instead of going sideways, it went straight ahead. Thought for a moment it might have had a chance there on the bounce, but it bounced out right near that corner mark. So Lancers with a corner kick. Their second one tonight. It's low, and it is popped up over the goal and wide anyway. So Logan Rader will go back, get a new ball, and send us back to action. Let's thank the City of Collinsville. You can check out the City of Collinsville's Facebook page for information on upcoming events in the city. And once again, the City of Collinsville is a proud supporter of the Collinsville Unit 10 School District, and they wish all district athletes good luck this sports season. Ball popped up to midfield once again. Comes down, Campos is there. He'll send it backwards and hope that Allsworth can get there first. Allsworth does, but he kicks it out of bounds. So a quick throw-in coming here from Fernandez. And Fernandez throws it in, and it takes a couple of bounces right into the hands of Logan Rader before any of the Lancers could get there to apply any offensive pressure. Coming up on 22.5 minutes to play. Logan Rader's ball doesn't go that far. Doesn't quite make it to midfield. Collinsville trying to get there to send the ball up. They can't. They'll send it back to Rader. He'll have to hurry. He comes out, and now he'll send it farther down the field. Logan Whitehead back into the game after receiving a yellow card. Now this ball will make it all the way down to Nick Hayes. Hayes will send it all the way back down from whence it came. Back and forth we go.
Ping-ponging it back and forth between the goalies.
Yeah. So this time, Rader will just roll the ball out to Zach Covey. Covey will send it over onto the far sideline. Here is Campos. Campos lost control, couldn't quite gather control, and then a whistle will stop everybody's control. Collinsville will receive a free kick pretty much right at midfield.
Gonna throw this ball out here and get a new ball in after the referee checks it. Send that ball to the bin.
We're gonna have another deflate gate.
Well, not anymore. They've thrown the ball out.
No, throw the ball away. Right on the midfield stripe, Collinsville will have this free kick. Popped way high, taken forever to get there, and that means that Nick Hayes has plenty of time to come out and take care of that ball. He'll send it right back to the other side of the field. Collinsville sends it into midfield. Donovan Scott Gass gets a foot on it, sends it up, but no one there to help him out. And now Fernandez takes over for the Lancers. Gets it up to Trunt. Trunt trying to score his second goal of this game, and now we're going to have a whistle on an infraction that happened away from the ball.
Not sure where it was.
Neither am I. Neither am I, but Logan Rader will.
But Trutt and Zane Baker were down there battling. Out in front of Rader, and yeah, the whistle comes.
Yeah, it came about 20 yards away from where the ball was, so I have no idea what the whistle was for. Rader sends the ball downfield. Liljegren keeps it from going out of bounds. Nope, I guess he was out of bounds when he hit that ball. I guess it doesn't matter if you're in midair or not when you hit it. If you're out of bounds, you're out of bounds. Throw in comes. Popped up straight in the air, and I don't know. I thought that kid was out of bounds when he kicked the ball, too. So Fernandez is going to have another throw in. This one coming up close. Donovan Scott Gash uses his head to get that ball out of there, and then a return shot right off of the right upright on the football goalpost as that ball was getting ready to head into the woods back here behind the football field.
Carrying that right off the upright there, very top of it too.
Wind, not much of a factor, still blowing, but not gusting like it was earlier during the day. And another whistle.
Get Baker in the middle there on that one. Mistime that one going up for the ball.
It gets called for a push. 19 minutes to play here in this second half. Collinsville up 2-1. All three goals were scored in the first half. Two teams are playing a little back and forth here. No one can get any really sustained drives going on. It's kind of a ebb and flow back and forth thing with no real goal scoring threats. Each goaltender has made a couple of good saves, but other than that, it's just been a lot of back and forth play.
Yeah, both teams just hoping to capitalize on a mistake of some kind. Both teams getting their opportunity. There's no real sustained pressure out there. Like I said, looking for the other team to make a deadly mistake and not give up a goal.
Well, the Lancers are definitely looking for that. Collinsville, they would be content just to play some stellar defense and not allow the Lancers to score another goal and take a 2-1 home lead or 2-1 game win back home for their final game of the year Thursday at home against Alton. We will be in the gymnasium that night covering volleyball against Belleville West. Another whistle. Of course, all the whistles haven't helped the ebb and flow of the game here at all. No one can really get anything going on here. I mean, that whistle was just for substitutions. Well, if you're looking to buy a new home or sell your current one, you can trust the Blaylock team of RE/MAX Alliance with all of your real estate needs. If you buy or sell with the Blaylocks, they will donate $200 to your favorite booster club. For more information, you can give them a call at 780-4622 or online, www.blaylock.com. BlaylockTeam.com as Collinsville tries to put on some offensive pressure here. Of course, they wait till I start reading a commercial to do that. I got my eye on Luke Liljegren the whole time I'm reading. Hoping he scores a goal, but hoping he waits a couple of seconds.
He had the first touch deep down there, and then Zane Baker was trying to try for a big shot and caromed off an East player, and then Baker controlled it more in the box there, but couldn't find any openings there to get anything off.
Free kick restart here for Collinsville. It's popped into the box, and Hayes tries to come out and make a save. He didn't even get his hands on the ball. That ball was blocked out by one of his teammates, but a couple of bodies run into each other out there as well. And now Collinsville still keeping the ball in the offensive zone. Moved up and taken off of the foot of Salvador Gaspar. Actually, they're going to say Gaspar was the last one to touch it. So the Lancers will get the ball back with 16 minutes left to play here in this second half. Trudt comes back into the game. T-R-U-D-T is how you spell his last name. Trudt. Trudt. Here is Zach Covey, and Covey having a really good defensive year here for Collinsville. As that ball is kind of playing the elusive keep away from the players that are around it. Now Lancers, they get the ball back up. Send it up into the offensive zone. Off of a head and down on the ground. Lancers still control it and then popped right through a couple of Collinsville defensive players just as Owen Trunt was trying to come in for a scoring opportunity. Logan Rader sets the ball down, sends the ball back out into the wind. Off of the head of Logan Whitehead. But comes down and the Lancers take over. Here comes Collinsville trying to put on some offense, but that ball lost a little steam on its way down the field. Now we'll try it all over again. Here is Zane Baker in the middle. Shoots it over onto the far side. And then Baker looking for a chance to get it back from Salvador Gaspar. He does, but Baker couldn't keep that bouncing ball from going over his leg, and out of bounds it goes. So the Lancers will get the ball back in their possession and try to bring it back upfield with about 14 minutes and some change left. Throw in comes from all the way over on the far side and at the end of the Collinsville bench, and now behind the Collinsville bench is where that ball ends up. Probably the last really warm day we'll have for a while. We are heading toward the middle of October, and it still feels like the middle of August. That's going to change here in a couple of days. That ball goes out of bounds, and the Lancers will take over.
Bring a jacket Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Football.
I'll be bringing a jacket, a sweatshirt, and a hoodie. Because by the time the sun goes down, it's going to be chilly. Of course, I'll be inside doing volleyball on Thursday, so that first day won't really be that bad. Give the body a chance to get used to the cooler temperatures. I'll tell you what, when you go from highs in the upper 80s for about a week and then your overnight lows are going to be in the 40s, that's going to be a little bit of a shock to the system. Throw in for Collinsville, comes in front of their bench. Campos gets it right back to where it came from, over to Huster. Huster sends the ball up the near side sideline, and the Lancers will just shoot it out of bounds. And Collinsville will have another throw in over there. I believe that's Spencer Vlasic over there throwing the ball in. Not a very deep throw in off of the chest of one of the Collinsville players, and Collinsville trying to settle it down. Here is Luke Liljegren. Liljegren trying to get the ball back. He does. A shot blocked out front. A return shot not taken there, and now Collinsville will have to go back and collect the ball on the defensive side of things. A couple of nice moves by Trey Simpson to get around some players, and now it's popped back up to Trey Simpson. And Simpson from midfield sends the ball up into his offensive zone, but the Lancers are there to send it right back as they try to settle it down to get another scoring opportunity. Lancers are down by 1 goal. 2 goals scored in the first 15 minutes of the game by Luke Liljegren and Logan Whitehead. And then almost the last 5 minutes of the first half. That is when Owen Trunt scored the Lancers' lone goal here tonight. 11 and a half minutes to play here in this second half. Lancers shoot the ball all the way down. Off of a head and out of bounds it goes. Ball will belong to Collinsville. You can hear some of that wind up here in the booth.
Yeah, Edwardsville pouring it on now, 5-0.
5-0, huh?
So if you can put that one down.
Well, looks like Edwardsville is going to be the Southwestern Conference champions this year. But as I talked to Coach Loogie about at the beginning of the game in the pregame show, that's not the trophy that you really want, is it?
No, and with Granite out of the conference now, 1 loss is going to be deadly now. You got to look for a lot of help, and 1 less game for everybody makes it more difficult.
Yep, there's only 5 conference games that you play now because there's only 6 conference teams. East St. Louis, of course, does not have a soccer team. As the Lancers try to send it down, they need another strong push to try and tie this up. Collinsville and their defense doing a good enough job to keep the Lancers off the scoreboard here in the second half. A little bit of a mishit there by Trey Simpson. And the Lancers get another opportunity at it. Zach Covey going to chase it down. He overruns the ball and then
came down on his own, I think.
I did. There's no whistle on the play. Much to the chagrin of the Lancers fans here right below our location because our fans are on the opposite side of the field. Here is Zane Baker. Baker sends it over onto the far side for Vlasic. Vlasic sends it up, and Baker gets it right back. Baker trying to get around a couple of defenders. Pops the ball into the offensive zone, and the Lancers will just kick it out over there on the far side sideline. Under 10 minutes to go here in this second half. Collinsville clinging to a 2-1 lead. 1 more game left in the regular season for the Kahawks. That'll be Thursday at home against Alton. The girls volleyball team has a large number of games left. Their last home game, though, is this Thursday against Belleville West. Everything else is on the road. They have the Monster Mash in Freeburg this weekend. And then next week they'll be at the Quincy Notre Dame tournament. And then I believe they have a road game at Waterloo before they start their playoff push. Corner kick by Collinsville. No good. Or the throw in. And now Collinsville is still trying to settle it down. And here is an opportunity by Trey Simpson. He gets around a couple of defenders. Puts it up over to Luke Liljegren. Liljegren on the left wing. Trying to send it up to the middle. He does so, but it's rejected there by the Lancers. And Collinsville will have another throw in. It will be taken by Trey Simpson. He'll throw it into Luke Liljegren. Simpson will get the ball back. And he'll send the bender up, but it's bending the wrong way, away from the goal. Over on the far side, still settled down. Popped up into the box. Liljegren there trying to use his head, but it goes past him. And the Lancers tried to bring the ball up. Boy, Trey Simpson doing a nice job holding his ground there. Got that ball right back from Max Mueller, and then
it's in.
It's in.
One of the no, they got it out.
Nope.
Oh, I thought it got in the one of the Lancers players. Knocked that off of himself, and I thought it went in the goal.
Trey Simpson will send it back out toward the middle. It'll fall down on the ground, then pop straight up in the air. And a whistle while the ball is up in the air, and we're going to have a call that's going to go against Collinsville.
I thought it was going to be an own goal on Belleville East. It was off them as Collinsville got the corner.
I saw the net move, but I guess it didn't go over the line. 7:45 left to play here in this second half. Collinsville almost getting a goal in there, and now we have a whistle away from the play once again. And we're going to stop the clock. .728 left to play here in this second half. And that'll give us a chance to thank the Collinsville Education Association. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's new website. You can find them at www.collinsvillecea.org. Kahawks up 2-1. 7 minutes to go here in this second half. Ball popped up into the box, gets behind Hayes, but it goes wide.
Hayes ended up over pursuing there as ball was sent up by Kahok or two, but offline and off goal.
Granite City taking it to Jerseyville too, 6-1 in the second half of that soccer game at Granite. More soccer action. Final score: Althoff beats Christ Our Rock Lutheran out of Centralia. They handled the Silver Stallions, a 7-0 loss. The Silver Stallions, I like that name.
Christ Our Rock Silver Stallions, yes.
Yeah.
Great name.
And that's the other thing I have for you besides the 5-0 lead by Edwardsville over Belleville West. Here it's 2-1, under 6 to play. Of course, I forgot to start my clock. Been doing pretty good at that all night long, and then I had to go and mess it up right toward the end.
Kahawks here with a chance, streaking down the sideline.
And centers it.
Defender fell down.
Yeah, defender falls down right in the path of the ball.
Kahawks will still control it. Now East clears it back just a little bit.
I don't know why I can't get that to work.
Kahawks still getting touches on it, but they'll work it back to the sweeper and now up to the midfield.
Well,
Simpson sends it across the field.
You can go ahead and do some play-by-play, man, sure.
Okay, no. Down the sideline, and East will clear it out.
Well, now it doesn't
Classic.
matter. I'm trying to get it reset to 5 minutes, and as I'm doing that, it's under 4 now.
Trying to hold off a East player here, and as he centers it back to Baker. East clearing it out here. Now players come together.
Okay, I got my
And
clock
draw a
reset
foul.
at 3:55. Now when the clock gets down there, I can start my clock again.
4:20 to go now. We'll get there.
Yeah. Throw in comes from in front of the Collinsville bench. And sent right back out, and Campos is with it. Campos turns around, and the ball ends up right back in the Collinsville bench. Now we're back on track. Lancers with a throw in down here in their offensive zone.
Final few minutes here. This could be a good opportunity Lancers are looking for that tying goal.
Well, they're going to give it their best shot. We know that as that ball gets flicked back.
Nothing happening there.
No, Logan Rader comes out, makes an easy save on a bouncing ball. All he has to do is come out and go to his right just a bit. Now he'll send that ball out to midfield, and the Lancers push it right back in. But there's one of the Collinsville defenders. That was Donovan Scott Gass using his head to get the ball back upfield. And now the ball out of bounds, thrown back in by the Lancers, and then they send the ball back up. It trickles right off of the top of the foot there of Trunt. And Collinsville trying to move it back up, and they do. Pop the ball up, but that's going to be a, whoa, a little bit of a weird save there for Nick Hayes. I was getting ready to say it's going to be an easy save, and he almost made that one tougher on himself.
Bounced right in front of him, and he just didn't grab it.
Now Collinsville back to play some more defense, but they didn't get that ball out of there. A little bit of a miss hit there by Gaspar, and Collinsville kind of back on their heels a little bit. Actually, that was Donovan Scott Gass on that miss hit. Now it comes up to Trunt here on the near sideline, and then off of a body and out of bounds, and a nice job there by Zach Covey to bang that ball off of one of the Lancers players and out of bounds. So Collinsville will get the ball back here with 2:15 left to play in this second half. Out to midfield. Keep the ball out of midfield. I'd be fine with that. Collinsville pushes the ball up. Far side sideline. Coming around on the right wing and then running out of room was Sam Huster. Collinsville throws the ball back in. Far side sideline. Zane Baker with it. Baker then gives the ball back to the person who threw it in, and the ball on the ground and back to the end of the Collinsville bench. A minute and a half to go here in this second half. Collinsville leading 2-1. All goals scored in the first half. And now, man, I tell you what, Zane Baker was getting mugged over there. Had both of his arms were being held behind his back, and finally the whistle blows.
The keep away continues here for the Kahoks here now for nearly a minute and a half, and so we're about to hit a minute, and Lancers haven't touched the ball again.
We'll waste some more time as Collinsville will switch up the guys. They want to take this free kick. Trey Simpson goes all the way over to the far side as we are under a minute to go. Simpson pops the ball into the box and off of a body or two and then down and back out toward midfield. Nice play there by Collinsville. And again, Trey Simpson. He just came in and let that ball bounce off his chest down to his feet. Collinsville keeps it away from the Lancers, but then it goes out of bounds, so Lancers get their final push going on here. 30 seconds to play, and Collinsville's defense takes care of that with an interception at midfield. And now the Lancers will have to start all over again on their push. But here is Ethan Wilhold trying to get around a couple of players. Can't do it. And then finally the ball comes free. Collinsville sends it back down, but that ball is partially blocked, and now it's out of bounds.
Might have went up off the Lancers' hand, and
there's not going to be enough time for anybody to do anything with. Yeah. We are down to the final 5 seconds, and this ball won't even get put back into play. Collinsville will win this one by a final score of 2-1, and the Kahawks improve to 13-5-2, while the Belleville East Lancers fall to 8-7-5 on the year. So the Kahawks have one more Southwestern Conference game left. That'll be coming up Thursday at home against the Alton Redbirds, as we now welcome you in to the Chiropractic Works post-game show. Chiropractic Works, owned and operated by Dr. Chris McCluskey. He and his crew, they're focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives, all through chiropractic care and wellness. You can visit Dr. McCluskey at Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, 410 Regency Center, just off of the Beltline Road in Collinsville. Call 343-3602 or online, chiropracticworkscollinsville.com. All one word, chiropracticworkscollinsville.com. Post-game show comes your way next. Collinsville wins it 2-1 here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Chris McCluskey, and I'm excited to be here talking to you about one of our favorite products that we offer to the practice members in our office. It's called Rico's Bioenergy Band. Now, over the last 15 years that I've been in health and wellness, we've been blessed to grow one of the busiest pediatric and family wellness centers in the United States, where we've helped tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people. So today we're going to talk about Rico's Bioenergy Bands. It's a simple band that you wear around your wrist or your ankle. We even have dog bands. What the Bioenergy Band does, it helps you live a higher quality of life, which is exactly what my purpose in life is to help as many people live as high quality of life for as long as possible. So we're going to introduce to you Rico, the band, the science and technology. We're going to perform a test for y'all to show you how the product works.
I'm Rico with Rico's Bioenergy. I created Rico's Bioenergy wristbands. We've been around for around 7 years, and this company has grown to a $20 million company because we have a great product and it works.
Pack Mail, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail, 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, WeShipSt.Louis.com or call 346-4884. Mike's Automotive in Collinsville. Mike's Automotive is a T3 certified tire center, and they can handle all of the basics, like oil changes and tune-ups, and the not-so-basic stuff like complete engine rebuilds. Mike's Automotive also has 24-hour towing and has 3 locations, Millstadt, St. Louis, and in Collinsville at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call 345-0611, online at mikesautomotive.net and Mike's Automotive on Facebook. First National Bank of Waterloo. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo in O'Fallon for your mortgage and lending needs. Why? Super low closing costs, low construction loan rates, and they do so much to support our local communities. When you need a loan, come see Bill Metzger at First National Bank of Waterloo. Call Bill at 618-632-1010 or visit him at 104 Regency Park in O'Fallon or online fnbwaterloo.com. That's my bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside All-Star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today, 618-344-2800, or on the Missouri side, 314-241-5253, or online, lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience, choose Lakeside.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
Sloan's Pub House in Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House is now into their second year of operation on Main Street in Uptown Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House offers daily lunch and dinner specials that feature homemade pizza, burgers, sandwiches, salads, and more. Sloan's Pub House offers a great variety of craft libations for you adults, as well as a great brunch on Saturdays and Sundays. Sloan's Pub House, 119 West Main Street in Collinsville. Call 855-9100 or online, sloanspubhouse.com.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Chris McCluskey, and I'm excited to be here talking to you about one of our favorite products that we offer to the practice members in our office. It's called Rico's Bioenergy Band. Now, over the last 15 years that I've been in health and wellness, we've been blessed to grow one of the busiest pediatric and family wellness centers in the United States, where we've helped tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people. So today we're going to talk about Rico's Bioenergy Bands. It's a simple band that you wear around your wrist or your ankle. We even have dog bands. What the Bioenergy Band does, it helps you live a higher quality of life, which is exactly what my purpose in life is to help as many people live as high quality of life for as long as possible. So we're going to introduce to you Rico, the band, the science and technology. We're going to perform a test for y'all to show you how the product works.
I'm Rico with Rico's Bioenergy. I created Rico's Bioenergy wristbands. We've been around for around 7 years, and this company has grown to a $20 million company because we have a great product and it works.
And we welcome you back into the Chiropractic Works post-game show here on the Kahok Sports Network. Collinsville victorious here tonight by a final score of 2-1 over the Belleville East Lancers. And joining us now is student manager, statistician, Brady O'Neill. What's up, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, too. So tell me a little bit about why you're a manager of the soccer team.
Last year, Coach Lukey asked me if I wanted to be the manager, and I said, why not? So I'm come out and have some fun, win some games, get some better connections with the guys out here, and just have fun and win.
Are you a soccer player, soccer fan, or just
No, I'm not a soccer fan before this. My dad did play soccer, though, in high school at Granite City, but I am a baseball player, so I'm not a soccer player in any way, shape, or form.
Are you a good baseball player?
I wouldn't call myself good, but I'm just a baseball player.
You are not too hard on yourself, are you?
No.
No? So, is this your first year being a manager?
Yes, this is my first year.
So, tell me, and you weren't a soccer fan before this. Are you a fan now?
Yeah, I am a soccer fan now. I've tuned into a couple of soccer games in my spare time now that I would have never tuned into beforehand.
So, you understand the game?
Yeah, I do understand the game. It took me a couple games. I sat out on the sideline at practice, kind of understood. I went through the full tryouts and all that jazz. I go to all the practices. So, I caught on fairly quick.
And what is your favorite sport to watch?
At a high school standpoint, my favorite sport to watch is basketball, but I really enjoyed watching this soccer team play.
Yeah. And I'm guessing is baseball your favorite sport to play?
Yes, baseball is my favorite sport.
Yeah, that was mine. That was mine growing up too, man. I was on back in the day we called them the Corey League.
Yeah.
It was the little league team. I played in Caseyville for a number of years back when they had baseball diamonds in Caseyville. So your thoughts on this game?
The boys played okay. They could have played a lot better. They could have put a lot more goals on the board. Just kind of a sloppy game all around. We could have played a lot better, but we can have some good training sessions, and we can clean that up and try to do better and prepare for the next game.
So not something that you want to see from your buddies out there with one more game to go before the playoffs start.
Oh, no, this is about a step back.
You're gonna get on them?
Yeah, I'm going to get on them a little bit.
All right, Brady, are you a senior?
No, I'm a junior, so I'll be back again next year.
You'll be back again next year. Well,
Yes.
I look forward to seeing you, man, and thanks for all the text updates for all the games that I don't get to attend, because without you, man, I'd have to wait for one of the coaches to do it, and they're kind of tardy on that stuff.
Hey, don't worry about it. It's Brady O'Neill. I'll take care of it all.
Brady O'Neill, thank you very much for the visit, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. We'll bring Chris Kettler back in here to talk about this game. Luke Lodriger and Logan Whitehead scored in the first half about 15 minutes in. Both of those goals came in the first half, and with about 5 minutes left, Owen Trout scored for Belleville East to give them their only goal. And I know that Chris is over there taking pictures of the blinds that he's going to try to talk Coach Smith into buying for our press box. But so you didn't get to hear the comments from Mr. Brady O'Neill. He said he's going to go down and he's going to talk to his guys because he didn't think they played well enough with one game left before the playoffs start.
I'd like to see a few more goals out there, maybe a little bit of impressive goal, but I thought defensively they made the most of it. You had Logan Rader out there backing up in the second half, and they capitalized on Belleville East two real big mistakes there on the foul in midfield and the throw-in they gave them there on the sideline there early in the game. So you made the two mistakes stand up for most of the game there, and other than the one mistake goal, the Kahoks it's the result you'll take for the playoffs.
Oh yeah, and you got one more game coming up against Alton on Thursday, and that's when you really want to kind of put your best foot forward and kind of really get some momentum as you head into Tuesday's first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, if you could get 5, 6, 7 goals like Edwardsville got tonight before you roll in the playoffs, that would be big to get that offense rolling before you hit the playoffs.
Yeah, and ended up being 7-0 Edwardsville downing Belleville West. So congratulations to the Tigers for picking up another Southwestern Conference soccer trophy. Our next action will come to you Thursday from the comforts of Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Belleville West will be in town for volleyball action, and then we will, of course, be at the football game on Friday against Belleville East, and that will be homecoming during that contest. And then one more football game after that versus Edwardsville. And then the regular season on the fall schedule will be finished, and it'll just be postseason after that. So looking forward to it. Big thanks to Chris Keller. I guess we'll see you Friday at football.
I'll be there, but I won't be on the air. I don't know if I'll get back on the air with you again.
I know.
For basketball or anything like that. Always have fun doing it. Just bring it home, do what you do.
Yeah, I'm going to do what I do. Thank you very much. You do what you do. That is Chris Keller, everyone. We thank him for his support of Collinsville Kahok Sports here on the Kahok Sports Network. Big thank you to Brady O'Neill for joining us in the post-game show. And, of course, thank you to Coach Rob Lugge for joining us in the pregame show. My name is Todd Duke, and until Thursday, everyone, have a great evening.